Welcome to Miss Aviona Tutorials. Now in this video we are going to talk about how to write your own resume. Now this video is inspired by this video and this video. Yes, I did apply for a employer to get to where I'm at right now. Now I used to be a licensed physical therapist in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, and currently based in Texas as a physical therapist. Now for you guys who are still planning to write your resume to your employer, and if you haven't seen this video, four of the employers I recommended you to watch this. And other than that, we are going to dive into writing your resume or curriculum vitae. And the important thing of writing this down is just to make sure that most employers watch your resume based on your skills, experience, and backgrounds. So a lot of you guys have been thinking, maybe resume and CV are just exact same thing. Well, the way I understood it, it's like resume is like just one bond paper or one page of the entire things that you can do and your skills and your information on it. Well, the CV is a detailed explanation of the yearly you've had started your job as a physical therapist. Now that's also very important because the U.S. Embassy always wanted to know how long have you had been a physical therapist. Now, Bachelor's of Science of Physical Therapy in our country, you need to have 5 years experience as a physical therapist. Now, not only that, if you are now a Bachelor of Physical Therapy, higher than that, you can be a doctorate of physical therapy in order to get your visa approved. Let's dive in. The 4 tips that I wanted you to make sure that you create on your resume. Number 1 is short and concise. Now, resume should be short and concise. The reason being is like they don't have time to read all through your resume. Maybe they do, but they wanted to see the best information you can provide on the first page alone. Second, what you need to know is to put emphasis in accomplishment. So what are these, Miss Aviona? What are these accomplishments? What are these achievements? I have never heard about that. I just work and work and work. Well, part of which you can point it out that you've been a member of a Best Buddies when I was in high school. That's number 1. That's one of the things that you've accomplished so far. And basically because Best Buddies are like kids that have been disabled and are creating a social group for these kids in order for them to be part of the community, you know, like anything accessible to them, anything that they can grow into, even though they are disabled and stuff like that. That is very, very important achievements that you can mention as well. Now, other than that, if you have been a very good leader back then when you were in high school or in college, that is something that you can cite out as well. Now, number 3, you have to check before finishing all the entire resume. For 1-page resume, you have to check your typos and misspelled words. Number 1, the reason why you do that is because you wanted to make sure that the name that you wrote down there is clear as crystal, because they wanted to compare it to your passport or to your other identification number. Other than that, if you mistype something, they would think that you were in a hurry, you don't know what you're doing, and basically because they wanted to measure how well you can write in English or your written skills in English. Last but not the least, use keywords related to the career job that you are applying for. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, 1, because we are physical therapists, we wanted to use keywords such as demonstrate clinical decision making based on the clinic that I work with, like range of motion, or perform manual muscle testing on this and that and this. So these are just examples. I think evaluate is a keyword for physical therapy. Now you're wondering, like, I do have skills, but I don't know where to write it or what the skills are. What are my skills as an individual, as a physical therapist? Now you can look at your achievements. This will create you a skill that you have achieved so far. Part of which, when you are doing a writing skill or writing competition, joining a writing competition, your skill is writing. When you've joined carpentry work, your skills is more hard, how should I say, constructions and stuff like that. Those are skills that you can practice, and you can tell them based on what you have achieved so far in your daily routine. Now, the soft skills that I'm also wanting to emphasize, as we are physical therapists, we also document based on the electronic medical records that are assigned to you in the clinic or assigned in a company. So you should be very good at computer skills, communication skills, empathy, problem solving, and critical thinking. Critical thinking is also part of what we have as physical therapists. So everything that is skills, these are skills that you can transfer based upon the experience you've had. Either or, you'll say, oh, I haven't been a physical therapist for so long, but I used to work as a customer service representative. So knowing your customer service, your communication skills has been improved for so long, and your problem solving, because maybe you're, as a customer service representative, you're able to solve problems based upon the issues of the client or whatever you're having, or product or services you provide for that company. You were able to solve, and you were able to find decisions and clinical experience for them. We are here on Canva, and Canva is one of the most powerful tools to make your own resume, and these are for free, but you can also pay it for a pro Canva account. So let's type in resume. I've already have it here, and click 8.5 by 11 inches. So after clicking on that, we are going to look into this. This is a free template, and the rest are, I don't know, some of them are paid templates, but we're going to do it a free template, and I'm going to look into this. And this one is a very good one, I think. It's more professional, I should say, because this is a template for software engineer, and I guess we're not software engineers, but these are very good template for us. So we're gonna go zoom into 100% for you to see them. So this is the picture of somebody else on the Canva, but you can change it to your picture, but make sure that your picture that you're gonna upload is a professional picture. This is not a professional picture, this is just an example. After you click on that, you drag it and drop onto the circle frame and change this to your name. So let's just say Aviona as your name and Chasten as your middle name, and your last name. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna have to to stretch them out in order for you to basically fill this in at the center of the tab of your template. And instead of saying software, you would say physical therapist. Let's just bring this physical therapist. After doing that, your profile should talk about being a physical therapist. So instead of a software developer, you would say, I am a physical therapist specializing in addressing pain for elderly patient, disabled client, and adult patient or client. So I usually say client, that way it's just like more professional, I should say. And then I have Grammarly, so you can just basically correct whatever grammar you had wrong at. So this is a good one. And after doing so, we go to the skills. Remember, I talked to you about hard skills and soft skills. We're going to delete this one because we are not software developer, but we're gonna just fill in the details. Instead of doing this, you would say, I would say yoga enthusiast That's a very difficult word to pronounce. And that's your hard skills. At the same time, health and wellness. So we're going to make a dash. Ooh, okay. Health and wellness expert. So these are your hard skills. Two of your hard skills, and your soft skills is effective communication skills and you would say, wait, let me delete this first. Okay, and then this one too, and the C over here, I see a letter C that probably click on my chubby finger, and then you can say critical thinking skills. So these are two of your hard skills, as yoga enthusiast and health and wellness expert. And then your soft skills are effective communication skills and critical thinking skills. Any kind of skills you're wanting to put on would be good. So as much as you can realize. Again, you will only know about your skills if you ask your friends, talk to your professor or previous professors, and look at your achievements just to identify what is really your skills. No character references, or you would say character references are the people you work for back when you were in that company. So I would say, I'll change this for the heck of demo. We will change this to XYZ Clinic. And that is your clinic name, and you will change this to physical, or let's switch this together. Then back on this, and you would say physical therapist, and then this is your physical or PTA, physical therapist assistant. Or if you are not, if you don't have, okay, let's just change it to a different one, because I don't think we do have physical therapist assistant back home. So I would say I work as a customer service representative before, customer service rep. And I think she's a good reference for me, and I would say T-Mobile Incorporated. So, and then there are phone numbers in case they wanted to call and check the backgrounds of that person. Other than that, how to reach me. Instead of saying how to reach me, let's make it short and concise. Remember the tips, short and concise. Instead of character, you would change it to references. And make sure that you will write 3 references. You can adjust these sizes by clicking on the circular dot over here in each corner to adjust the size. For example, this is your phone number, your email, and address. You can also type in your LinkedIn account in order to attract your company or your employer, future employer, in case they wanted to learn more about you if you have a LinkedIn account. Now, other than that, let's just look at career summary. So that is one thing that they wrote in here, career summary. Instead of summary, you would say career history. And for this career history, you're just gonna darken this. Bolden the letters. And I should say, this is too grayish for me, so I would change it to different color, like black. Oh, it's black and black. So there you go. And you would have to write down the company that you've had work for. So for example, you were a customer service representative back then, and you wanted to emphasize on your communication skills. So you can write down customer technical support representative. So you would say customer support rep, and then close parentheses technical. So you are on the technical team of the customer service rep. And this, instead of labs, you would say T-Mobile. And this is May of 2005 to, let's say, 2007. And you would, as a customer support representative, you were able to create your own keywords, as I've mentioned. Monitoring, because we as physical therapists also we monitor and maintain. So that's a keyword that they wanted to look at, like what made you think that this would fit to become a successful physical therapist, where in fact you were a customer service support representative. So this is a very good one. Monitoring and maintaining computers. Of the US based clients. So privacy is very important in the US. So you would say this as part of like trying to tell the employer that you are very much careful with their private information, and you're monitoring, maintaining the computers of the US based clients in private. So yeah, so you are more, or securely, she should say securely. And how should I wrote down this? Instead of doing this modifies code to fix the errors, you would write down responsible for solve technical difficulties. Let's just technical difficulties. And issues with their networks. So that's what you do. Yes. And change this one to responsible for any hardware and software issue. So basically, you always have to emphasize that you also work as a physical therapist back home. And what you can do is you can write down, you can write down the XYZ clinics, XYZ clinic. And you were, sorry, let's just cut this and use this over here to paste XYZ clinic, and use physical therapist in the XYZ clinic. And this is the part where you start writing down your skills as a physical therapist. So one of the things that you have to put emphasis on is you were a physical therapist that teaches assists key points for, or develop, or should say demonstrate clinical decision making based on the plan of care. All right, and change this one to evaluate and assess issues related to muscle, joints, and bones, something like that. and you can change this to a different like description. So you would say facilitate objective goals, short and long-term goals of our client / patient. So you have to detail what year it was and how you're doing with it. So you have to detail it, and it's like seems like it's overlapping, right? So you can just squeeze this in to get a smaller view of it, and then when you have this one, you can drag this down and you can write down your education, where you studied from. So these are just one of the things that you are trying to write down. Short and concise resume, just 1 page. Now if it need be a very long page, if you have very wide career history, you can do so. However, my advice to you is to write down what is necessary and what you are applying for. All right, as well, guys, thank you so much. This is just a walkthrough video of the writing your resume, and hopefully you like this video. Don't forget to click like and subscribe on my channel. Bye.